Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so today I want to work on, this was my father's 1956 Gravely that he bought brand new. I want to make a video on the history of this thing, of me, when when I was little and I used to run this thing. What happened with this tractor was, I took care of the tractor pretty well. I kept it indoors, but he bought it with a steering sulky on it, and he also bought it with a real mower on it. And I left the real mower outside and I left the sulky outside, and they both got trashed. Now a few years ago I bought this sulky here. I don't know if it was 3 or 4 years ago or so, and I had to travel pretty far to pick it up. And what happened with this was the kingpins were seized. I had to unseize everything. And I did make a video, one of my I don't know, it was one of my first videos that I made on this thing. Anyway, I went to pick the tractor up, and looked like somebody modified this here for maybe a newer Gravely. I'm not sure, because these angle bars here are supposed to butt right up to the hitch, and they don't. And what it had was like 4 bushings on one side, 2 on the other side. It's just a contraption, and the sulky didn't line up right with the tractor, which is pretty much annoying me. Okay, so what I did right now is I just put 2 bushings in this side here, and I lined the sulky up to be straight, and I measured off from here to here and here to here, and it's 5 inches, and that's fine. But now the problem is, see this pin here, it won't go through the hole on the other side here. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to leave this on, this angle piece on, and then the other angle piece over there is welded on, and I'm thinking of cutting that off. And I don't know if I'm going to have to shim in between here. If you follow my videos, you heard what happened with the welder that I had, so I don't have a welder right now. But I would like to, shim it up and mock it up and just bolt it on to see if it's okay. And I have to find a welder to come and weld this angle piece back on here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll get set up, and I'm just going to cut the welds off this angle piece here, and maybe move this piece over this way. I'll see once I get it off. And like I said, it has to be shimmed here so that hole meets the pin. So I'll be back with you in a couple of seconds. I don't know, friends, I'm not seeing this working out too well. I thought like this curved around here, where it bolts up here, and it curves around, and it's welded on here, but I thought this came out a little further, but it don't. I'm gonna cut this piece off anyway here, and the only thing we could do is try to do something with it. I don't know what I'll be able to do with this thing. It really should be welded, and I know this has to be shimmed so that rod will fit through this hole here. But let me cut this off, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, let me show you another problem. I got this cut off here, but look how much of an angle that's on. It's not straight. Like this side's straight, comes out straight, and this is on a pretty bad angle here. All I have is a propane torch. You would need like an oxyacetylene to heat this up to straighten it out. But I'm going to try it with the propane torch and see if I can straighten this thing out a little bit. Okay, folks, let me show you what's going on here. I was able to bend this a little bit, but not enough, But here, where's it flush? Let me try to get this flush on here. Yeah, it's pretty much flush there. It still could be bent a little more, but I had a real hard time with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt it back up to the tractor, See, you can see it's not that far off. And I think we're going to have to shim this out away so that big pin goes through here. It holds the sulky onto the hitch. So I'm going to get it hooked up right now, and then I'll be back to you. Okay, so I did this as precisely as I could. I'm not Mike from Grampy's workshop, where he's really precise, but we're okay though with this. I went that 5 inches between here and here and there and there. And this piece here, I was able to bend it some. And then if you remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you how this had this space. The welding job they did on this thing was really nice, but it was like really out of kilter. And I'm thinking that, like I said before, it was probably for a newer Gravely that this fit, but this thing was on an angle like unbelievably crazy. And then if you remember, we were mocking it up. I told you between this bracket and this bracket here, there's a big space here. So I just put an oversized nut over the bolt here. And as a matter of fact, I had to put a washer in between here too to take up more space. And luckily, there was a 1/4 inch hole already drilled in this thick piece here. So I just went 3/8, drilled this out, and then I drilled this out on this side here, 3/8. And I used, the nut, the bolt, and the spacers and the washer here. It's a heck of a lot better than it was before. This thing had spacers all over the place. You can see how much of the shaft sticks out here. Like most of the spacers this thing had took up most of this shaft. And this is where this is like a sleeve, and it had an Allen head bolt in it to lock it against the pin. But I took the Allen the Allen bolt out, and I just put a 3/8 socket bolt I put in here. I don't know what's smaller than 3/8, but it fit in here good, and I tightened it up. That was when I first fixed up the sulky here. The alignment is a heck of a lot better. The alignment wasn't right no matter where I placed the bushings, and it was just a disaster before. So this is what we got here. It's lined up pretty good here with the gas tank. Not bad at all. And I can get in and out pretty comfortably. It's a lot straighter. It'll track a lot better. I guess that's about it for this fabrication here that I did. It's still something has to be done with this thing. I don't know if I could get somebody to, I don't know. We could do something different where it could be, this piece could be just welded back on here. I do have 2 spacers on the other side, which I had no choice. I wasn't about to break the outer part off either, cut it off, cut the weld off. Here, let me go around and show you. I figured I could just live with it like this. It's only got 2 spacers in it instead of 5. So it should be okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to clean up this big mess I have. I got a real big mess around here. Anytime I do a job or anybody does a job, it's just tools and stuff scattered all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, clean up, and I think we'll take her for a test drive. The field needs to be done again, and we'll see how it does. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this nut and bolt in here. I mean, I really tightened it really tight. It is a really hardened bolt too. I tightened it like crazy because I'm afraid that nut and bolt might come loose. If this starts swaying, then the sulky's not going to sit right. So, all right, so let me get cleaned up here, and then we'll go ahead and take it for a ride. I haven't driven, I grew up on the steering sulky, and if you've seen my ride on sulkies, I just got so used to that I'm not used to driving this anymore with the steering sulky. When I first prepared this sulky, when I did all that work to it, I only drove it around for about 5 to 10 minutes or so. So it takes some getting used to. So, all right, so I'll see you in a couple seconds. So let's see if I could drive this like I did when I was 6 years old. Let me bring it around and we'll get started. Okay, so the grass is pretty high here. Let's see if I can do it without stalling it. So this tractor didn't come with a governor, so I gotta man the throttle and steer it. So the grass is pretty high and wet, not to mention my bad driving. I have to get used to that thing again. It looks like that came a little loose again, so I'm just going to try to tighten that down again. And something more has to be done with that. It's not right. It's got to be welded. But yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to. Plus, this doesn't have a governor on it. That would have helped out a great deal if it had a governor. But I mean, years ago I got used to running these tractors without the governor. So I guess that's going to be it on this video. And thanks for joining me today with this little project we had. And I guess I'll see. Another thing I want to point out is I wish there was enough room where I could drill another hole in there, and then I'd have 2 bolts in there. I only got the 1 bolt in there. But at any rate, that has to be welded. Can't play around with that like that. I do want to make a video on the history of this tractor. I think that's going to be it on this video. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, and stay safe. Alright, so that came loose again, but I made it real tight with a 1/2-inch drive ratchet. I even put a bar on the wrench that I was holding the nut with. So let's see if it holds up. I'll just cut a little piece of the front lawn here. That seems to be better. It didn't come loose or anything. I'm getting a little bit better at driving it. It's going to take a little getting used to, but yeah, it seems to be working pretty good now. But like I said, we're still going to have it welded or whatever has to be done to it. So thanks for watching again.